It's cool. I have time to schedule it. All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Loyalty and Friends podcast. And tonight we are presenting Pure Love Garden with our girl Taliba Allen. Tea time with T as we know her. And I am so ready, man. Let's really get into this. This is part two of the interview. If you missed part one, man, go back and watch it. It is on Instagram Live on the Loyalty and Everything Instagram page. So yes, go and watch part one. And if you need to get to that link, you can go to loyalty10k.com. Again, that is loyalty 10k, the number 10, all right, k.com. And you can find all links for all social media platforms available. So with that being said, man, I want you to just go ahead and let the people know who you are. We're gonna give them an introduction over here on YouTube as well as Facebook. And then we're gonna get more into this conversation, man, because I got a lot to learn, and I know they do too. So T, let them know who you are, man.
Yes. My name is Taliba, or AKA Tea Time with T, if I'm doing my podcasting, but I'm definitely number one, a child of God. I love people, I love giving, and my gift is gardening. And there's so many aspects to it, from therapy to being self sustaining, to knowing what you're eating, to not being tricked from the stores. And it's just so many things that go into that. It helps people that are dealing with mental health, that are dealing with substance abuse. Just gardening is just a gift from God that I'm just glad that He bestowed into me that I can share into the world. So I'm just definitely excited to just share the gift that I have.
Yes, indeed, my sister. So, we kind of just got into a little conversation in the beginning, just talking about how, a lot of us are buying into these products and inside of these stores, but these products has a lot of pesticides and other things and chemicals that they're putting in it that you may not even know. You understand? And they can be very detrimental to our health. So it's important that we get into more holistic practice, and part of that is just by gardening. Gardening alone can be very holistic, and it can be healing also. So with that being said, I want to ask a few more in-depth questions when it comes to the gardening. Like, what type of climates do you think is the best as far as gardening, or can someone garden no matter what their climate is?
I definitely believe in this research that I have done that people can really garden in any climate. Now, will you be able to garden outside everywhere? That's something totally different. However, like for example, here in Oregon, we can definitely garden outside because, we have very mild, spring. Summers are okay. Winters are very cold, but that's where a lot of your, lettuces, kales, collard greens, your leafy greens can grow. I know in Arkansas, where I have a co-op, they do better more in the spring versus the winter. Their winters are worse. I learned this just past winter. So when I, was able to plant in about, what was it, July-ish, they still have where their summer, you can still plant by what, August, I want to say, the cucumbers and tomatoes and everything were flourishing. So I know if I were to start a little bit earlier outside, I could do that. However, I know in Arizona, where my family lives, their climate is very desert like. So if you do garden outside, you have to have like an underground irrigation. It's not like they don't have soil. A lot of their ground is rocks or hard or gravel, or you can definitely plant indoors. They have, what are those called? Oh, ooh, I forgot. There's special lights that you can actually kind of like, if you grow a weed. Sorry, y'all, but weed is a plant. So, but if you have special lights that, oh my gosh, what are they called? Microbial? No, that's not it. But I don't even want to get to lying to you guys. But so yes, you can garden anywhere. You can't garden the same everywhere, if that makes sense.
Right. And depending on your climate will determine what type of things you can grow or
Exactly.
not. Right. And
Exactly.
I think that's why people, they do a lot of trading and different things of that nature when it comes to that, because I may can grow X, Y, and Z, and you can grow the opposite things that I may need. So that's bragging. That I think the bragging system is amazing. And just talking about building these co-ops everywhere is phenomenal. So I can't wait till you come to Atlanta with it. So knowing the type of weather we have here, what do you recommend? Because I know our weather's a little bit more humid here,
And I
like
was
down
just
in the
gonna
south.
say, okay, that's why I also wanted to, give an example on seed packages, because on the back of the seed packages, it has the whole United States. And depending on where you live, it'll tell you which zone you're in. So once you know the zone that you're in, then at that particular time, it also gives you when you should start planting. So that's another thing. Every zone you want to start at a different time. Like for here, we could start in Oregon. I could start like in February, and a little bit for like the leafy greens. Whereas like in Arkansas, I have to start more at the end, or the end of March, beginning of April. So just depending on what zones, but the seed packages are very, very good. They're like really step by step instructions. It's not hard to read. It pretty much tells you what plant it is. It gives you the planting instructions and suggestions to make it better. It tells you how far apart to plant them. And the good thing about gardening is you don't necessarily just have to have like dirt in the ground. For me, I don't have land. I live in a townhouse, so I have a patio. So the first year I started gardening, I actually gardened in containers. You can order them from Amazon. You can get them from, like your gardening center and your grocery store. Your organic, you just plant it in a container, so it doesn't have to be in the ground. Last year, I used baby swimming pools, those kitty plastic pools that the little kids play in or whatnot. I used
Yes.
those, and I just put the dirt in the kiddie pool, and my harvest came from there. So what the biggest thing I want to share is there is no barrier that can stop you from the gift of gardening, unless you just don't like to garden. And some people don't, you know what I'm saying? Because one thing it is, there's no right or wrong way to garden. It's all about sowing, having faith, and reaping. Sometimes the harvest ain't gonna be good. Like my tomatoes did not work great here in Oregon, but it worked perfect in Arkansas. My cucumbers didn't work great here in Oregon, but they were perfect in Arkansas. So it's not, and that's why it's so passion, and you'll be blessed either way.
Yes. So I'm loving this conversation, T. I really do. And to my next thing, because I know you mentioned that you wanted to start doing tutorials, so like what does that look like? Are you gonna do them like on Zoom, or are you gonna do like pre-recorded videos so people can kind of tap into that? Like what's the best way? And if someone is interested in a tutorial, how could they contact you about that?
Thank you so much. Those are great questions. So, first things first, I want to say I've actually been in my own way with that because I should have already done tutorials. However, just dealing with life, yes, I am going to do tutorials first. I'm probably going to, or excuse me, let me get my words right. First, I'm going to start with recordings, with my, selfie stick and things like that. And then I'm going to post them on all of my social media platforms. I am going to also, my biggest following right now is on Facebook. So I am going to do, some lives, but I know that I can share the lives to Instagram as well. I think more so I'm going to do the lives like when it gets a little bit warmer so I can be outside and, just, chit chat and chill like I used to do. And just, really just show people that it's very therapeutic and relaxing. But more so than not, right now, they are going to be pre recorded. And then, yes, in regards to people being interested in any tutorials, I am at this point right today. Can't say what I'm gonna do next week. No, I'm just playing. But at this point right today, I'm in the giving season, so I have no problem with helping. Now I'm not gonna come to your house and do all of that.
Right.
But what I will do is, I don't have a problem with, walking you through or just giving you some advice or, well, I don't really give advice, but giving you some tips or, just, helping you. Because really, you can start them right now. Actually, I'm going to start mine indoors in like little egg cartons. And then what you do is you start them indoors. And then once it gets warmer outside, then you just take them and plant them in the garden. So there's so many different things that I do want to share. And yes, I am definitely pushing my own self to get the tutorials going.
Man, T, Ooh, that's what you're saying. Just that little bit. You got my mind going because now I'm getting in my creative mode, right? So I'm
Got
thinking
my
about
face.
how we can put this and incorporate into the schools as well. Like, especially the little kids, they get excited about stuff like this. So, just thinking about being even more intentional, maybe scheduling to see what schools will allow, like for you to come and show the children how they can do these things and small things like an egg carton. Who don't have egg cartons at home? Everybody, do, right? So these are things that you can find with your
Nowadays,
household.
with the price of eggs.
Right. So, man, I'm super excited because when you come to Atlanta, honey, trust me, I'm having the kids involved. I'm gonna find all the neighborhood children there is, and we gonna get into it. We gonna get into it because I want them to be able to come back and be a part of it and see what they have helped to grow as well. When you incorporate the children, man, it makes it even that much better. You understand? So I'm
And
just
then they
really,
have to do it
really
to their
enjoying
family.
this
They must get
conversation.
children.
And it's very exciting. It's very exciting, man.
Yeah.
So, what I do want to know, like, what is the best way that someone can support you at this stage, and like where you're going with this? What would be the best way to get support at this stage?
I would say at this particular time, not even to be funny, but I am getting ready to push a stars campaign on Facebook because a lot of my reels have been getting a lot of reviews and likes. Because with the stars, that would help me be able to make more content, and it would also help me to fund what I'm doing. Other than that, the biggest thing that I can ask for is just support. Share, share, share. Watch, watch, watch. Comment. Come to the lives, just whatever you can do just to interact and learn from it. That's all I'm wanting.
All right, and I got another question for you. So, where did the name come from? Pure Love Garden, because for one, it's phenomenal. I just love the name because it sounds. I can tell that it's made out of pure love just because of who you are and what and what you do. So, with that being said, where did the name come
Well, the full name is Pure Love Garden Therapy. Pure Love actually was a name that I had for this girls group that I was going to do many, many years ago. It was going to be, I did a whole write up when I was in college and everything. I had all the structure and everything ready to go. It was going to be for preteens, from the ages of, what was it, 14 to 18. And it was just going to be pure love. And it was going to be a program where, you show self love and etiquette and to be a in this world. At that particular time, I just was not strong enough for myself to go with it. I didn't do any research on it. And now that I really think about it, look, that was not what God wanted me to do. Not saying that, I couldn't have done it, but now just looking, forward, gardening is where it is, where the passion is. So I just pretty much brought the name since it was already, my name, and just put garden therapy. And the reason why I tagged therapy on there is because my ultimate goal is, number one, to teach people how therapeutic it is, but number two, I definitely want to in the future work with organizations to incorporate it for like mental health, substance abuse, and different organizations that work with people, because I think that's something other than just sitting in a class listening to curriculum of people telling you how to change. Hands on is always a really good therapeutic way to do things different.
Man, I love it. I love it. I love it, T. And I'm just learning more and more just about you in general and just how you speak about it so passionately. You definitely got me intrigued and ready to really push this mission to the next level. So, friend, we got some work to do. It's
Yep,
been
yep.
slow rolling, but I'm ready to get back on this 2023 for sure. So I want to leave off with saying, for one, I thank you so much for being a part of this great podcast, you all. We got a third part of this, though. It don't stop right here, okay? So join us in the audio room on Clubhouse. Please come and join us on Clubhouse in the Loyalty and Friends Club. And we're going to have a Q&A style. If y'all have any questions you want to ask the queen, she will be there in the flesh. And we just gonna talk about it, man, because man, we gotta put these plans in action and really just be the change we really want to see, man, and live more of a holistic life. So I'm loving everything that you're bringing. You all go support her. Her name on give them your social media platforms, T, real quick, so they can follow you.
Okay, on Facebook, it's under Taliba Allen. On Instagram, it's under Taliba Latif or at Taliba Latif. And those are the only two that I generally use. If you want to go to TikTok, it's still at Taliba Latif. So it's all good.
Amen to that. And also follow her on Clubhouse, you all, Taliba Allen on Clubhouse. If you need to get to the link for any of these
Actually,
social
tea
media
time with tea.
platforms,
Tea
yes.
time
Oh,
with
Tea
tea on
Time with T,
Clubhouse.
not Taliba. It's Tea
Yeah.
Time with T on Clubhouse. Absolutely. And follow our house, of course. You can go to loyalty10k.com. That'll take you to the YouTube channel, so you can see the first part. The first part is on Instagram, actually. YouTube and Facebook is also on the loyalty10k.com digital business card, and you can even come to Clubhouse. So hopefully we will see you all on the next part of this, which starts at 8:15. Okay, join us on Clubhouse at 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. Okay, and until next time, you all, it has been real. Bye. All right.